Husband!
Yes, wife.
Let's read the Bible.
But we're atheists. Why would we want to do such a thing?
Because we live in small town USA and everyone around us quotes this thing extensively and we have no idea how to respond?
That's true. Neither of us grew up with religion, yet Christianity is playing a huge part in our country's politics.
We're not scholars or academics, so Sacrilegious Discourse is our first take reaction.
And this feed houses our reading of the book of Genesis, and each subsequent book will get its own separate feed too.
Why are we separating each book?
Not all podcast platforms allow access to older episodes. This will ensure our listeners don't lose access to any of our previously released material.
You can find our most recent episodes on our main channel, Sacrilegious Discourse.
That's right. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss a single episode.
Hey you, welcome to Sacrilegious Discourse.
I'm husband.
I'm wife.
And together we're reading the Bible.
Starting with Genesis and eventually ending with Revelations, we're working through every book and offering our atheist 2 cents.
Or shekels.
Yeah, those. We're asking questions and pointing out all the nonsense.
We aren't academics or scholars.
Nope. In fact, when it comes to religion, we really don't know anything at all.
What we've learned so far is that God's a dick.
Oh, he really is, isn't he? If you're interested in how we reached this startling conclusion, maybe start from episode 1.
Otherwise, jump in anywhere. It's all good.
Yep. Hey, husband.
Yeah, wife.
We should probably go ahead right now and apologize in advance if there is any coughing in the background. We have a sick little person here, and so that might happen.
It might.
Are you okay with that?
I'm okay with this. Fuck everybody else.
Well, yeah, that's my feelings on the matter.
Exactly. You can get the fuck over it.
Yep. Oh, okay. So anyway, do you remember what happened last time?
No.
No. Why were you pretending? You
I was
never
trying.
remember.
I was trying.
You were trying?
Yeah.
I saw the steam coming out of your ears.
There's a lot of it, yeah.
It was. So what happened last time was that Joseph was fucking with his brothers.
Joseph. Oh, that's right. Because he
they
was
all,
like in charge and
yeah,
shit.
They all came to see him.
And then they were like eating stuff.
Yeah, and they were bowing to him and whatnot.
Yeah. Okay.
That's pretty much it.
Okay. All right.
And now we are about to do Genesis chapters 44 and 45.
All right. Well, let's do this.
Okie dokie.
Hey, wife.
Yes, husband.
Did you know that we are now on Patreon?
Yes, because you told me, but also, no, tell me more.
So we're on Patreon now.
Are we?
We are, and our supporters can go there and support us, and we have multiple levels all the way up to You Killed God.
That sounds really drastic and escalated quickly-ish.
Well, no, there's multiple levels before there, so it escalates on a sliding scale of, cheap to not cheap.
Oh.
But, we can definitely use any amount, so, any support is always appreciated.
So, what exactly is Patreon?
It's a place where you can show your support for our podcast. And
just our podcast?
Any podcast or any performer. But, we're the ones that, you're listening to right now. So maybe you should, support us. That'd be awesome.
That would be awesome. But we love you anyway.
So all you got to do is go to Patreon, look up Sacrilegious Discourse. It's actually patreon.com/Sacrilegious Discourse is our actual main page there. So head on over and send us some love.
Yeah. So I think that Joseph is going to continue fucking with his brothers.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Genesis chapter 44, The Missing Cup.
Missing Cup.
Do you remember this at all from the movie?
No.
Oh my God. You are lousy.
I am lousy.
Just that's the whole sentence. You are lousy.
I know.
All right. When his brothers were ready to leave, Joseph gave these instructions to his palace manager. Fill each of their sacks with as much grain as they can carry, and put each man's money back into a sack. Then put my personal silver cup at the top of the youngest brother's sack, along with the money for his grain. Yeah. You don't remember this at all?
No.
You don't know where this is going?
No.
Oh my God. So the manager did as Joseph instructed him. The brothers were up at dawn and were sent on their journey with their loaded donkeys. But when they had gone only a short distance, that wasn't a cough, that was a big old truck motorcycle.
Fucking...
Wow. I did not apologize in advance for that, and I'm not going to because I'm as pissed as anybody listening.
Yeah, sorry. When you guys start giving us money or something, we'll donate, or we'll make a soundproof, like, podcasty room or some shit.
Oh, we will?
I mean, you know, if we're, like, rich doing this shit.
Like professional and whatnot?
I guess.
I thought this was just for fun.
So give us money or some shit so we can, like, you know...
Yeah, so that we don't
have to worry about cars and crap.
Motorcycles vrooming their engines.
But our daughter's still allowed to cough even if we have a professional.
Yeah, because fuck you as well.
Yeah, exactly. In the nicest way possible.
Oh,
Thanks for listening.
Affectionately. Yeah. Fuck you, but affectionately.
We love you.
Yep, sure. But when they had gone only a short distance and were barely out of the city, Joseph said to his palace manager, "Chase after them and stop them. When you catch up with them, ask them, 'Why have you repaid my kindness with such evil? Why have you stolen my master's silver cup, which he uses to predict the future?'"
Wait, was this when they left the first time?
No, this is the second time. This is right now.
Okay. Oh, because they... Yeah, okay.
The first time... Oh, my God.
Right. I got it.
You do not keep up.
Sorry.
So anyway, why have you stolen... Oh, yeah. Why have you stolen my master's silver cup, which he uses to predict the future? What a wicked thing you have done. I didn't know he used a silver cup to do that. I thought he just interpreted their dreams.
He probably doesn't use a silver cup. He was probably just...
Was fucking with them some more.
He's probably just fucking with them.
God, what a douchebag. When the palace manager caught up with the men, he spoke to them as he had been instructed. "What are you talking about?" the brothers responded. "We are your servants and would never do such a thing. Didn't we return the money we found in our sacks?" You know, from the first time?
Right.
Okay. We brought it back all the way from the land of Canaan. Why would we steal silver or gold from your master's house? If you find his cup with any one of us, let that man die. Ooh. And all the rest of us, my lord, will be your slaves. "That's fair," the man replied, "but only the one who stole the cup will be my slave. The rest of you may go free." So he's like not going to kill the thief, quote-unquote thief.
Yeah.
They all quickly took their sacks from the backs of their donkeys and opened them. The palace manager searched the brothers' sacks from the oldest to the youngest, and the cup was found in Benjamin's sack.
Oh, damn, Benjamin.
Gasp. When the brothers saw this, they tore their clothing in despair. Is that what you...
Tear your clothing? Really?
That's what, like they're in such, they're, like, pulling at their hair, and they're like, "Oh, my God!" Like, they're so upset.
I'm going to have to try that sometime.
I know. That's, like, I've never been so distraught that I tore at my clothing or my hair. No. And I've been pretty fucking distraught in my life.
But I think that President Trump wanted to tear at his clothing.
I would like to...
He was going to come out of the hospital with a Superman shirt on or some shit.
Oh, yeah, he was going to do that.
Yeah.
I bet he was sad that he couldn't do that.
I know. I mean, I've always wanted that. I mean, if there's one thing you could do as president, you could rip your clothes and open up to a Superman shirt. It's awesome. I hate Trump, but that's awesome.
Somebody said that he probably tried it and put on a Superman shirt and saw how fat and stupid he looked in it that he changed his mind.
He probably fell over when he tried to do it.
Then they loaded their donkeys again and returned to the city. Joseph was still in his palace when Judah and his brothers arrived, and they fell to the ground before him. "What have you done?" Joseph demanded. "Don't you know that a man like me can predict the future?" Judah answered, "Oh, my lord, what can we say to you? How can we explain this? How can we prove our innocence? God is punishing us for our sins. My lord, we have all returned to be your slaves, all of us, not just our brother who had your cup in his sack." "No," said Joseph, "I would never do such a thing. Only the man who stole the cup will be my slave. The rest of you may go back to your father in peace."
You said sack.
I did. How's your sack? What's in your sack?
Sorry.
Okay. Same chapter, but continuing on, Judah pleads for Benjamin. Then Judah stepped forward and said, "Please, my lord, let your servant say just one word to you. Please do not be angry with me, even though you are as powerful as Pharaoh himself. My lord, previously you asked us, your servants, 'Do you have a father or a brother?' And we responded, 'Yes, my lord, we have a father who is an old man, and his youngest son is a child of his age. His full brother is dead, and he alone is left of his mother's children, and his father loves him very much. And you said to us, bring him here so I can see him with my own eyes. But we said to you, my lord, the boy cannot leave his father, for his father would die. But you told us, unless your youngest brother comes with you, you will never see my face again. So this is such a long recap of a conversation.
Yeah, 'cause it's all just the same shit.
So we returned to your servant, our father, and told him what you had said. Later, when he said to us, go back again and buy us more food, we replied, we can't go unless you let our youngest brother go with us. We'll never get to see the man's face unless our younger brother is with us. Then my father said to us, as you know, my wife had 2 sons, and one of them went away and never returned. Well, he was thrown into a cistern.
The Bible could be like half as long if they just didn't
right?
cover the same shit twice. Every fucking story.
It's so repetitive. Doubtless he was torn to pieces by some wild animal. No, he was thrown into a cistern.
Right.
I have never seen him since. Now if you take his brother away from me and any harm comes to him, you will send this grieving white-haired man to his grave. And now, my lord, I cannot go back to my father without the boy. Our father's life is bound up in the boy's life. If he sees that the boy is not with us, our father will die. We, your servants, will indeed be responsible for sending that grieving white-haired man to his grave. My lord, I guaranteed to my father that I would take care of the boy. I told him, if I don't bring him back to you, I will bear the blame forever. So please, my lord, let me stay here as a slave instead of the boy, and let the boy return with his brothers. For how can I return to my father if the boy is not with me? I couldn't bear to see the anguish this would cause my father. The end.
You know, if they freed up some of this repetitiveness, we could have learned more about Nimrod.
I know, it's true. Like, I feel we got robbed.
I know.
Nimrobbed.
It's just that there's so many things that they say that I don't know what the fuck they were talking about. And I'm like, Nimrod and like the guy that...
Tower of Babel would have been nice.
Right. Well, I mean, that's Nimrod's in that story too,
I
actually.
know.
So.
I know.
And like, I want to know more about the guy that cursed people 77 times over. And,
yes, that
like,
would have been badass.
Where are all the stories that they missed, and then they go on about the same shit?
You know what I wonder? I wonder if they're in like the Dead Sea Scrolls or some of those other missing books of the Bible that other religions have.
I mean, there's probably obviously more to those stories than what we know, you know, just by reading the Bible. Because
right.
Why else would you say things like that? There's got to be more literature on it somewhere.
There was this guy named Nimrod. Anyway, pass the salt.
Right. Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, we're going to head on over to chapter
45.
Yeah, that one. All right. We'll see you guys in a minute.
Bye. Chapter 45. I saw how your finger did not...
I almost hit the wrong button.
I know. I saw that. And then you had to double check. And I was like, chapter, and I got distracted because I was looking at your finger.
It's a good thing there's like not a delete entire podcast button right there.
That would be tragic. Chapter 45. Joseph makes himself known to his brethren. Oh, we're finally wrapping this up.
What could this possibly be about?
He reveals himself to his brethren?
I know.
Oh, okay. I thought you were legit asking me, and I was like, I know you're stupid, but are you stupid? Joseph could stand it no longer. There were many people in the room, and he said to his attendants, out all of you. So he was alone with his brothers when he told them who he was. Then he broke down and wept. He wept so loudly the Egyptians could hear him, and word of it quickly carried to Pharaoh's palace. Carried to
Holy shit. Words much?
Nope. Word of it quickly carried to Pharaoh's palace.
Sally sold seashells down by the seashore.
I was like tripping, tripping. I am Joseph, he said to his brothers. Is my father still alive? But his brothers were speechless. They were stunned to realize that Joseph was standing there in front of them. You know, because they threw him in a cistern.
And then sold him to slaves.
Yeah. Slavers. They sold him as a slave
to
slavers.
That's what I meant, sorry.
Please come closer, he said to them. So they came closer. And he said again, I am Joseph, your brother, whom you sold into slavery in Egypt. But don't be upset and don't be angry with yourselves for selling me to this place. It was God who sent me here ahead of you to preserve your lives. This famine that has ravaged the land for 2 years will last 5 more years, and there will be neither plowing nor harvesting. God has sent me ahead of you to keep you and your families alive and to preserve many survivors. So it was God who sent me here, not you. And he is the one who made me an advisor to Pharaoh. I thought Pharaoh made him an advisor to the Pharaoh.
I mean, everything is quote unquote God's plan, right? So
Whatever. The manager of his entire palace and the governor of all Egypt. Now hurry back to my father and tell him, this is what your son Joseph says. God has made me master over all the land of Egypt, so come down immediately. You can live in the region of Goshen, where you can be like Oshkosh.
Sure.
You know that brand of clothes for little kids?
Oshkosh
Bagosh. Yeah. Goshen. Where you can be near me with all your children and grandchildren, your flocks and herds and everything you own. I will take care of you there, for there are still 5 years of famine ahead of us. Otherwise, you, your household, and all your animals will starve. Then Joseph added, look! You can see for yourselves, and so can my brother Benjamin, that I really am Joseph. Go tell my father of my honored position here in Egypt. Describe for him everything you have seen, and then bring my father here quickly. Like, could you imagine, your kid comes back to you after being away for a while and is like, pack it up, we're moving you, Dad.
I mean, he's offering them food and,
I know,
livelihood and...
I mean,
so,
it's clearly different times.
Sounds like a pretty good offer.
But it's just clearly different times, because I can imagine no world where one of my kids comes back to me and says, pack it up, you're moving over to where I am.
Right, but we don't build mud houses in the middle of a fucking desert, though, either.
Well, that's true.
Okay.
Weeping with joy, he embraced Benjamin, and Benjamin did the same. Then Joseph kissed each of his brothers and wept over them, and after that they began talking freely with him. The news soon reached Pharaoh's palace. Joseph's brothers have arrived! Exclamation point. Pharaoh and his officials were all delighted to hear this. Oh, I'm so delighted to hear this. Pharaoh said to Joseph, tell your brothers this is what you must do. Load your pack animals and hurry back to the land of Canaan. Then get your father and all of your families and return here to me. I will give you the very best land in Egypt, and you will eat from the very best tree that the land produces. Then Pharaoh said to Joseph, tell your brothers, take wagons from the land of Egypt to carry your little children and your wives and bring your father here.
What is with your reading voice right now?
I don't know. I'm just like, blah, blah, blah. I'm bored.
You're bored?
I'm
I thought
bored.
we liked this story. It was a good story.
I know,
as far
but
as
now
the Bible goes.
but now it's boring. I'm like, good, yay, wrap it up. Don't worry about your personal belongings, for the best of all the land of Egypt is yours. So the sons of Jacob did as they were told. Joseph provided them with wagons, as Pharaoh had commanded, and he gave them supplies for the journey. And he gave each of them new clothes, but to Benjamin he gave 5 changes of clothes.
Oh,
5!
dang.
And 300 pieces of silver. He also sent his father 10 male donkeys loaded with the finest products of Egypt, and 10 female donkeys loaded with grain and bread and other supplies he would need on his journey. So Joseph sent his brothers off, and as they left, he called after them, don't quarrel about all this along the way.
Quarrel about what?
All this good
All this
stuff
shit.
I'm giving you.
I want that donkey, not this donkey. Fuck you, Joe.
You got a bigger bag of grain than me.
Let's finish the chapter.
And they left Egypt and returned to their father Jacob in the land of Canaan. Joseph is still alive, they told him, and he is governor of all the land of Egypt. Jacob was stunned at the news. He couldn't believe it. But when they repeated to Jacob everything Joseph had told them, and when he saw the wagons Joseph had sent to carry him, their father's spirits revived. Then Then Jacob exclaimed, it must be true. My son Joseph is alive. I must go and see him before I die. But you know who they didn't talk about? Oh, that was the end, by the way.
Okay.
They didn't talk about the one brother that they had left in jail there.
Simon?
Simon.
I remembered his name.
You did.
Holy shit.
I'm amazed.
Ah!
Not the Alexa. Alexa, stop. You know what Alexa time means.
It means we got to ask our daughter how much time she spent at school today.
Oh, I thought it meant that it's time for bed or something.
That's the other one that's going to interrupt us.
Oh, God. Stupid Alexa.
Welcome to the professional podcast of reading the Bible at Sacrilegious Discourse. Yay!
Woohoo!
Where we have alarms go off, cars driving by, daughters coughing. It's good stuff.
Wife cussing.
She hasn't coughed once, she says.
It's true, you didn't cough once. I'm pretty amazed. Good on you.
I've been hiding all of it.
Have you been hiding all of it? Well, I'm sorry that you had to hide all of it. You should have just did the big cough. I mean,
Yeah,
I messed
we already
up
told
reading.
him to fuck off.
So just go. COVID.
Exactly.
Exactly
like that. Have a nice COVID day upon you, and we will see you next time for the other chapters.
Which would be 46 and 47.
Oh, yeah. That's what they would be, all right. And that will be on a Tuesday.
See you then.
Bye! Husband,
Yes, wife?
is there a way for people to contact us?
Well, sure. They can get on our Twitter account.
We have a Twitter account?
We do.
What is it?
It is sacrilegious_D.
Like D for Discourse?
Yeah, they wouldn't let me put the whole thing, so I had to shorten it to _D.
I hate them.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
How do you spell sacrilegious? Do you know?
I don't want to. Just look it up in a dictionary or something. I don't want to do that right now.
You know why?
Sacrilegious_D. Okay?
Because you messed it up and I made you fix it. That's why.
Yeah.
What about an email?
Yeah, we got that too.
What is it?
Sacrilegiousdiscourse@gmail.com.
Oh, well, that's easy.
Yeah.
As long as you know how to spell sacrilegious.
Right. Well, definitely get a hold of us. Let us know what you thought of the episode. And, any comments, hate mail. We love that kind of stuff.
Also, you could answer some questions that we leave throughout, or correct my pronunciations.
Yeah,
They're probably
please.
bad, wrong, and horrible.
Because we suck sometimes.
Absolutely.
Oh, also, if you like this shit or whatnot, give us a like on your podcasting app and stuff, or even leave a comment or something.
That would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
Goodbye.